Assalamu alaikum. This is Maumra Singh, welcoming you all to the English news from BTV Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres arrives in Dhaka on four-day visit at invitation of Chief Advisor Professor Mohammed Yunus. Advisory Council decides Bangladesh to be graduated from LDC in 2026. A Chief Advisor Professor Mohammed Yunus mourns over death of 8-year-old rape victim from Magura died at Dhaka's Combined Military Hospital. A Ministry of Public Administration issues notification over magistracy powers of officers from Army, Navy and Air Force to be extended for another 60 days with effect from March 15. Operation to free trained hostages in Pakistan ends with dozens killed and rescued 350 hostages. And Bangladesh veteran cricket all-rounder Mahmudullah Riyad calls time on international career. Viewers, those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has arrived in Dhaka this afternoon on a four-day official visit at the invitation of the Chief Advisor Professor Dr. Mohammed Yunus. An Emirates flight carrying Guterres landed at Hazrat Shahjalal International Airport this afternoon. On Friday, a Foreign Affairs Advisor Hussain and High Representative of the Chief Advisor on Rohingya issue and priority matters Dr. Khalilur Rahman will call on Guterres at the hotel at 9 a.m. Later, the UN Chief will meet Chief Advisor Dr. Yunus at the Chief Advisor's office at 10 a.m. Following the meeting, Guterres will travel to Cox's Bazar on a Biman Bangladesh Airlines commercial flight to visit the Rohingya camps. In Cox's Bazar, Chief Advisor Professor Yunus will join Guterres later in the day for an iftar with around 1 lakh Rohingyas. The two leaders are expected to interact with Rohingya imams and community leaders during the event. Before the iftar, the Secretary General will visit several facilities at the camps, including the Watchtower, Learning Center, Multi-Purpose Service Center and a jute production site. He is also likely to engage with Rohingya youth and children. Guterres is scheduled to return to Dhaka the same evening and stay at the Intercontinental Hotel. On Saturday, the UN Secretary General will visit the UN Common Premises in Dhaka, where he will raise the UN official flag, observe a photo exhibition marking the 50th anniversary of Bangladesh-UN relations, and attend a meeting with UN staffs. In the afternoon, he will join a roundtable discussion on Bangladesh's reform process at the Intercontinental Hotel. He is also expected to participate in a dialogue with youth and meet with members of civil society. Later, Guterres is likely to address a joint media briefing alongside Foreign Affairs Advisor Hussain at the hotel. On Sunday, Guterres will depart Dhaka at 9:55 a.m. by an Emirates flight, with Dr. Khalilur Rahman present at the airport to see him off. Bangladesh will be graduated from the LDC in 2026. A final decision was taken at a meeting of the Advisory Council held at Chief Advisor's office today. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammed Yunus presided over the meeting. Members of the Advisory Council and secretaries concerned were present. At the meeting, in order to reduce government expenditure, the Advisory Council approved a proposal to observe the National Youth Day and International Youth Day simultaneously on August 12. In addition, the Advisory Council gave final approval to 3 ordinances. These are Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib Medical University will be renamed as Bangladesh Medical University. Sheikh Hasina Medical University, Khulna will be renamed as Khulna Medical University, and Bangabandhu Sheikh Faziluttunnisa Mujib Medical University, Sylhet, will be renamed as Sylhet Medical University. At the meeting of the Advisory Council, a decision was taken to introduce both Jamdani Shari and Tangal's Tat Shari globally as symbols of Bangladesh's cultural heritage. After the meeting, Chief Advisor Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam briefed journalists at the Foreign Service Academy in the capital. He said the Chief Advisor will go to China on March 26 on a 4-day visit to join BOA conference. The Chief Advisor will address the conference and hold a bilateral meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. The 8-year-old rape victim from Maghera died at Dhaka's Combined Military Hospital (CMH) after fighting for her life for a week. She died at the CMH around 1 p.m., the Inter-Service Public Relations ISPR said in a statement. Despite receiving advanced medical care and the best efforts of specialist doctors at CMH, she could not be saved. The child suffered 3 cardiac arrests this morning while doctors managed to stabilize her twice. She did not regain a pulse after the third, the statement said. She was admitted to CMH Dhaka in critical condition on March 8. Meanwhile, Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus expressed deep shock and sorrow at the death of 8-year-old Maghera rape victim. He has expressed profound shock at the death of the child, the Chief Advisor's office said in a statement. It said the head of the government simultaneously issued an order to immediately expose their perpetrators to justice. The Bangladesh Army also extended its condolences to the bereaved family and pledged to stand by them in their time of need. The Army also prayed for the departed soul, the ISPR said. The ministerial powers of the officers from the Army, Navy and Air Force have been extended for another 60 days with effect from March 15. The Ministry of Public Administration issued a notification in this regard on Thursday. According to the notification, commissioned officer holding the rank of captain and above in the Bangladesh Armed Forces have been granted special executive magistrate powers across the country. Besides, military officers serving on deputation in the Coast Guard and Border Guard Bangladesh BGB have also been vested with the same authority. This order issued in the public interest will come into effect immediately, it added. A total of 176 Bangladeshi expatriates, including 106 detained at the Tajura Detention Center in Tripoli, Libya, returned to Bangladesh. With the assistance of the International Organization for Migration, 176 Bangladeshis landed at Dhaka's Hazrat Shahjalal International Airport on a Burak Air flight at 4:15 a.m. The Bangladesh ambassador to Libya, Major General Abul Hasnan Muhammad Khairul Bashar, together with other embassy officials, bid farewell to the voluntary repatriated expatriates at the embassy and to the detained migrants at the Libyan Immigration Department's reception center, noting that 4,500 Bangladeshi nationals have been safely brought back to the country since July 2024. The National Vitamin A Plus campaign will be held countrywide, including Chattogram, on March 15 to eradicate malnutrition-related blindness and prevent child mortality. City Mayor Dr. Shadat Hussain gave this information at the press conference in the afternoon. The City Mayor said children will be fed vitamin A capsules at more than 1,300 centers in 41 wards of the city from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Children missing the capsule on campaign day would receive it through health assistance 7 days after the campaign, he added. Divisional Health Director Dr. Ong Shifru Marma, City Corporation Chief Executive Officer Sheikh Muhammad Tawhid Islam, Chief Health Officer Dr. Imam Hussain Rana and other concerned officials were present at the press conference. Now, international news. Nearly 350 hostages were rescued at the end of a deadly standoff between Pakistan's military and armed militants who hijacked a train in the southwestern Pakistani province of Balochistan, a security source told CNN Wednesday. The incident, which began Tuesday, left dozens dead. The Baloch Liberation Army (BLA), a militant separatist group active in the Restif and mineral-rich Balochistan province, claimed responsibility for the attack. A total of 27 hostages were killed by the BLA, the security source said, as well as 1 soldier. At least 35 militants were killed in the rescue operation, the security source added. Around 450 passengers were on the Jafar Express en route from Balochistan's capital, Quetta, to Peshawar in the north when militants opened intense gunfire as the train traveled through a tunnel early in its journey, according to officials. Pakistan's military then launched an operation to confront the attackers, who used women and children as shields, according to security sources not authorized to speak to media. A passenger, Mohammad Ashraf, told CNN he saw more than 100 armed individuals on the train and that no harm was inflicted on women and children. One rescued woman described scenes of chaos following the attack, likening it to the Day of Judgment. She told newsmen she fled gunfire and walked for 2 hours to reach safety. Survivor Arslan Yusuf recalled the terrifying moment the hijacking began. The security sources accused the militants of being in contact with handlers in Afghanistan. Pakistan's military and government have long accused Afghanistan of providing sanctuary to militant groups, something its Taliban leaders have denied. U.S. President Donald Trump insisted on Wednesday that nobody is expelling any Palestinians from Gaza. His comment in response to a question from a reporter came during a meeting with Irish Prime Minister at the White House. It seemed to contradict the president previously suggested a plan for the U.S. to take ownership of Gaza, relocate the Palestinian population, and turn the territory into the Riviera of the Middle East. His proposal, voiced in February during the early stages of a fragile ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas in Gaza, drew widespread international condemnation and rejection amid concern that it reinforced long-standing Palestinian fears of being permanently driven from their homes. Egypt, Jordan, and Gulf Arab states warned that any such plan could destabilize the entire region. In response, Arab states adopted a $53 billion Egyptian plan for the reconstruction of Gaza that would avoid any displacement of Palestinians. Arab Foreign Ministry said on Wednesday they could continue to consult with Trump's special envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, about the Egyptian plan to rebuild Gaza as an alternative to the U.S. president's proposed takeover of the territory. Now, sports news. Cricket. A 39-year-old Bangladesh veteran all-rounder Mahmudullah retired from one-day international cricket, completing his career as an international cricketer by 2024. He had already left Test in 2021 and T20s. Bangladeshi Mahmudullah batted 239 times in one-day matches, averaging 36.46 with a top of 128 opposite New Zealand at the 2015 World Cup. A middle to lower middle order batsman, he has hit 4 centuries and 32 half centuries in the format, with 3 of the turns coming in World Cups. He is the sole Bangladeshi carrying the honour. For Bangladesh, Mahmudullah notched 2,914 runs in 50 tests and 2,444 runs in 141 T20s. He played his final test in Harare in 2021 against Zimbabwe, and his last T20s was in Hyderabad in 2024 against India. Retiring as the fourth highest run scorer in the country, he will be remembered above all for his ability to be Tigers' last line of defense. In addition, he got 82 one-day international wickets of part-time off-spin. The Bangladesh Cricket Board reported Mahmudullah had chosen not to be up for the central contracts, so his retirement appeared imminent. That's all from the newsroom. To end the news, a recap of the headlines. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres arrives in Dhaka on 4-day visit at invitation of Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus. Advisory Council decides Bangladesh to be graduated from LDC in 2026. A Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus mourns over death of 8-year-old rape victim from Magura died at Dhaka's Combined Military Hospital. A Ministry of Public Administration issues notification over magistracy powers of officers from Army, Navy and Air Force to be extended for another 60 days with effect from March 15. Operation to free train hostages in Pakistan ends with dozens killed and rescued 350 hostages. And Bangladesh veteran cricket all-rounder Mahmudullah Riyad calls time on international career.